Patience is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And let me see if I can make sense out of this. Bam. Yeah, that'll do it. Make sure you guys can see the TV. Oh, yeah, that's about right there. Anyway, welcome to the show, ladies and gents. Today is Tuesday. And let me make sure that I got my own notification from my secondary channel. Make sure I ain't getting played right about now. All right, come on now. Come on, give it to me now. Where's it at? Why not getting a notification? Did y'all get one? Because I don't see nobody logging on. Anybody out there? Check one. Breaker. Anyone out there? I don't know. I'm not getting one either. Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right. So, yeah, I see some people coming in now. Says, Kev, you rock. That's right. I rock the planet. Beating my chest like a what? Silverback. Yeah, so, now that you guys are logging in, everything looks to be kosher. Y'all can hear me, I'm assuming. Y'all can see me, I'm pretty sure, since I can see myself. And therefore, I might as well go ahead and not tarry and get busy so we can get out of here at a decent hour, y'all. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. That's right. And don't forget, there's a Kevin's Corner store in here too. And that phone number on the screen, 330-974-4607. If you text MAGA to that, then of course, you can definitely stay connected with me just in case they out me here. And then I'm able to at least let y'all know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, if you want to support the channel, check out the corner store. You can just support it through my CASHAPP and my PayPal. That's right. I do take food stamps as well. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I think I mentioned hit that like button. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed and check your notifications. Make sure all your notification buttons and notifications is turned on to all. Because if they ain't, that gives them an excuse not to let you know what's going on in my corner. Okay. Now, guys, y'all saw the title. Yeah, man, we got some babies on the bus, y'all. Going, wah. That's right. Yeah, man. So, the normal things right about now, the hot topic that's still circulating is, of course, DOGE and Elon Musk and who's in control, who has the power, who's making the decisions. Elon Musk sent out a email over the weekend asking for everybody to reply and tell, him, 5 things that they've done last week. And folks had a fit. People, the media jumps on board for whatever reason. The media is very excited about protecting all of these government employees that been chilling at the crib for several years, working several jobs because they ain't even coming in or just ain't doing nothing. But they're very protective over them. But really, they're very protective over the Democrats who are pretending to be very protective over these people because these people are in agencies that the Democrats have exploited and co-opted. So the media got to pretend now that they care about folks' jobs and folks getting fired. Now, my thing is this. Where were they when all of those police officers and military folks and first responders and people like that were getting fired because they didn't want to take the shot? I'm wondering, where were they? They didn't come out and say this right here is unconscionable. I can't believe you guys are letting all these wonderful, strong, brave men and women who put their lives on the line go because you want to stuff some gibberish in their veins. So they didn't come out for that, but they are coming out for this, because Elon Musk is a part of it. And of course, Trump's a part of it. So they don't care about all the positives. They don't care about the poll numbers of people saying, I like those. They don't care about that stuff. They will swim upstream. They will go against the current all day long for the Democrat Party. Long as they take the opposite position of Trump, they'll do it, even if it's unpopular, to their demise. See, Trump makes them step on those rakes every single time. He puts them in that position where he's saying, look, I am doing something that is very popular and common sense. So then why are you guys mad about this? So to counter that, what they need to do is change the narrative. They got to go ahead and bring some folks out there to tug at the heartstrings of people, y'all. See, if Trump's coming out reading all of these things and he's saying, look, we spent all this money for this and this stupid thing and this and this and that, people listen to that and they go, man, that's a bunch of bull crap. I don't see what the problem is. Keep going, Doge. So to counter that, because that's logical, that's rational. When you see that, when you see all of that unnecessary spending, you're in your straight logical mind saying that don't make no sense. So now, how do you combat that? Well, you drag out some folks. I was just about to pay for my grandmother's heart surgery, and then I woke up and Elon told me I was fired and Nana died. See, all of that. They got to bring that out to counter the logical common sense approach that Doge has towards cutting all of this fat. And cutting the fat has twofold of a purpose. Yeah, you're cutting the fat, saving money, but you're also getting rid of corruption, because usually those two go hand in hand. So when you got a whole bunch of waste and money that can't be accounted for, usually it's because of corruption. I mean, can you imagine being the, manager of a bank and all of the, you go into a corporate meeting and they're like, all right, we just did an inventory on your bank location and you were missing $7 million. Any idea where that money is? No, I have no idea. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What? Yeah, I'm not obligated to tell y'all where the money is. I mean, we're just $7 million deficit. You would immediately say, did you steal that $7 million? Because if you don't know, who knows? You're supposed to be in charge of the bank. We trust you, and $7 million is missing. So it ain't, no accident. Most likely it's some corruption. Okay. So it's the same thing with these government agencies. When you look at them and Doge goes in and says, hey, y'all gave away $50 billion. Where'd all that money go to? All that money went overseas to some, nonprofit organization. Okay, how do you know they spent it on what they were supposed to? I don't know. Stuff like that. And even worse cases, we just don't know where the money is. So, of course, people that are common sense and rational are going to look at this and say, darn right. And the stupid Democrats, because they know they might get exposed as well, they have to pull these shenanigans to, of course, combat these narratives, these facts about Doge. So they do what they do always. They go out and they find folks that could tug at the heartstrings of people and they stick them out there for PR, to combat it. They don't go and find the other folks that's saying, yeah, darn right, they need to go ahead and continue. Because they're wasting our tax dollars. They don't want to hear from them. So they go out and they find people to whine and cry, and we're going to go ahead and
but
listen
what
to them.
James Carville is referring to is this huge drop in support for President Trump and for Elon Musk and what he's doing at DOGE.
Oh, really? Now, this is another tactic, guys, where it's let's drum up some negativity and some posts. Let's just go out there and say, oh, it's losing support. People's not liking it anymore. So now you're telling me in this short amount of time, just a couple of days ago, everybody was loving it. And all of a sudden, it just plummeted just that quick. Yeah, all of a sudden, I was like, man, this Doge thing is great. And all of a sudden, 2 days later, I've changed my mind. All these people just start, changing their mind? So oftentimes, they try to create the perception so it could become reality. Oh, it's not popular. The sentiment is going down. The polls are going down. However, look what happens.
So there were a bunch of polls that came out. CNN has 2-1. People are upset about Musk having such a prominent role in the government.
24 hours later. When asked if DOGE is helping make major cuts in government expenditures, 60% say, heck yeah, it's helping.
Oh, but that didn't take long. Boy, I tell you, Are the American people that wishy-washy? I mean, come on. So you're telling me 24 hours after that raggedy CNN poll, all of a sudden, everybody's back to normal. Everybody's back to common sense. They're like, yeah, you know what? Let's keep the Doge going. Let's keep the Doge going. Where's that chainsaw? Go get Elon with the chainsaw so he can continue hacking away at this mess. Now, here's the reality of it as well. There are going to be some people swept up in the dragnet. The government has become so bloated, so corrupt. If you get in there and you got to cut out some cancer, you're going to cut some good tissue out too as well. Unfortunately, there's going to be some scars. There's going to be some casualties. And I don't take any pleasure in people losing their job. But, you know, we got to make this tough decision. Now, if you're a person that's been cooling for years, sitting at the crib, if you're a person that got a job that leads to nowhere and you ain't doing nothing, if you get the hammer and it's legitimate, they looked at your situation and said, what do? You don't do enough. Okay. Or you're a person who unfortunately came in at the tail end of the Biden administration. And we're saying we don't need all these people. I know they were going to hire a whole bunch of these folks, but we don't need them all. That's just business, y'all. I mean, when I worked in corporate America, that happened all the time. Company get bought out, and all of a sudden, they done went ahead and brought in all these new employees. They're the first to go. And it might suck because I was a recipient of that. Now, see, I'm about to tell y'all another layer of onions behind me. I used to, when I first got into, when I first moved to Cincinnati after college, I actually worked in the music industry for a while as a manager. Now, I was a young boy. I didn't know much, but the church that I had went to down in Cincinnati had this gospel group, and they're called New Identity. Now, one of the members of New Identity is the first cousin of John Legend. Well, we had a record deal with Star Song Records down in Nashville, who was bought out by EMI. Now, this is before John Legend became famous. So his first cousin is older than him, and he was in that group. So we get signed to Star Song Records, and we thinking this is it, y'all. We doing touring with, we was CeCe Winans, Israel, Donnie McClurkin. We're all over the place. Had the number 2 Christian record on the CCM charts called If I Know God. Boy, life seemed like it was picking up. And Jonathan Watkins was the A&R director for our album. So he brings us in and he's like, guys, I got some great news. And we're like, great news? It's like, yeah, we just got merged by EMI. EMI Records just bought us out. And EMI is huge. This is going to be great for everybody. And we're like, what? Sure enough, about 2 weeks later, guess what EMI Records did? All right, all the new signed the artists on the label, we're cutting them all loose. Cut us loose. Nothing I can do. I couldn't get up there talking about, nah, man, Jonathan Watkins signed us and we all need to let us stay. No, couldn't do it. It was business. They came in and they said, we're going to reorganize things. We didn't go out and find this group. We didn't sign this group and cut us loose. So I know the sting of that. And when a new regime comes in and they start doing an audit and they start saying, well, where can we cut costs? If you're going in to cut costs and you're looking at all of these employees coming in and you're saying, we got raggedy ones right now. We got too many right now on the squad that ain't doing enough, ain't working, all of this stuff. Why would we add to that? So in this application, unfortunately, you're going to get some casualties. But hey, it is what it is, especially if the casualty is in the IRS. So here's this guy with this poll after Jessica tried to just throw mud on what DOGE is doing. Now we see that it's still popular.
40% say, no, it's not helping.
Harvard poll that came out that had, thank you very much. The Harvard poll that came out had you up 9+ points, and all of your agenda that you ran on, you're accomplishing that. You got the support of the American people, including stopping the war in Ukraine. If you can comment on the latest Harvard poll, I appreciate that.
Darn right. Stop that mess right now. That's another money pit right there. All that cheese going out. That little midget better come to the negotiating table real quick. Real quick. Trump doesn't have a long wick when it comes down to Zelensky. I mean, he got a short wick when it comes down to that guy. And so do I. And all the Americans that's been observing this whole war over there, they got some common sense. Short wick. Some of us don't even have a wick. I'm a firecracker with no wick in it. I'm ready to blow up in your hand when it comes down to that guy and what's going on over there in Ukraine. Seeing that little midget come over here constantly begging for money, and they celebrating him, you know, like he's some great soldier. And I'm saying, get that dude out of here. Get him out of here, shut this mess down, cut his money off. And if he don't want to play ball and work with us with these negotiations, then hey, you're on your own. Got to get off on your own, man. Send him off on his own. So now here's Trump. He's going to go ahead and comment about these wonderful poll numbers because people have common sense.
Well, I was honored by it. It was a big poll, and it's usually a poll that leans on the other side of things, the other side of the world, so to speak. But the Harvard poll is a respected poll, and it has us not only leading, but leading by a lot and leading on every single issue that we've talked about. And as I said, we've become the party of common sense.
That's all. We ain't greedy. We ain't trying to go over the top and do all of that. No, we're just using some common sense. And a little common sense goes a long way. Because guess what? The average American, that's how they process their life. That's how they negotiate their whole life. Common sense stuff. We're not greedy. We're not sitting back saying, you know what? There's a whole bunch of cars going back and forth right there. 6 lanes. I think, you know what I should do since there's a shiny ball over there? I think I'm going to run across there and grab that ball. That's not common sense. See, I mean, that's something that the liberals would do. You know what? These cars are a social construct. You know what? They're impeding my will and rights to run across there and get the shiny red ball. I'm talking about some basic common sense. No, that's dangerous. Don't run across the street. All those cars are, forget the ball. It's not worth it. I'll go buy one. So when you talk about stuff that we just walk around every day observing, that's why Trump won the first time and definitely the second time, because the stuff we were observing were common sense, but nobody ever was talking about it in politics. When Trump announced he was running and he came down there and he started talking about all of these common sense things that me, myself, and I have thought about, I said, what the? Politicians ain't supposed to be saying what I was thinking. They ain't supposed to be using common sense like that. They ain't supposed to be recognizing stuff that I'm going, why is it so hard to do this? Where are all these people coming from? Why can't this be changed? Yeah, and then he start coming out saying that, and that's what made people go, you just tapped into something that is rare. Common sense. See, so the Democrats are lacking that, okay? They put themselves in position to be nonsensical. So now here's Trump being humble about it.
And I think that's a very important element now, common sense, because what's happening in the world and even in this country, some of the things that took place, many of them are now canceled. The rest are being canceled.
Yeah, many of them are now canceled and the rest are being canceled. Good. That's what people want. They want to see us return back to common sense. Okay, Maine, insane in the membrane, talking about boys. Okay, to compete against girls. I finally saw the picture of that young man who beat the girls in the high jump or the pole vault or whatever, he think he was in. Yeah, I saw the picture of this dude. I'm like, that dude right there. They showed the picture of him when he took 5th place with the boys. Then they showed the picture when he took 1st place with the girls. And I'm looking at this dude. He's towering over the girls. He barely did any changes to his outer makeup. All he did was grew the hair just a little bit. And that was 2 years earlier. He's taller, built better. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? It looked like he even had a little peach fuzz on his face. But they allowed this dude to take his butt over there and beat all the girls. And yet you got Maine's governor talking about that we're going to honor our... and I'm saying, see, common sense. All it takes is to look at that guy and go, that's a straight up man. He's almost a man. It looked like he was a grown man. I'm like, is he still in high school? And he just beat the girls? And yet Democrats want to fight this. These are things that a common sense person wouldn't even have to see the young man. Just the fact that you tell me, hey, there's a young man who thinks he's a girl and he's going to be competing with the girl high jump today. And I'm saying, what? I don't need to see him. It's irrelevant. All I know is I'm stopping right at, there's a young man wants to compete with the girls. Common sense. What are you doing? So Democrats have put themselves in that position where they don't make no sense.
As we speak, but we've moved very rapidly and I think very effectively. So I was honored by that, Paul. Thank you very much.
I wanted to do this interview is to explain one thing to your viewers.
Uh-oh. Now this guy's no Trump fan, y'all. Trying to look like an overweight, fat Chuck Norris. So you see this guy with that old school Chuck Norris haircut? Say it looked like he been eating bonbons, but nonetheless, he's going to go ahead and give her a painful reality. But it doesn't matter though. Because see, when you get folks on the left that will give the fake news some hardcore reality, or the Democrats some pointers and say, look, man, y'all getting this all wrong. Y'all approaching this all wrong. Yeah, somebody say he ain't no Chuck Norris. You're darn right about that. He's a discounted, overweight, short one, built low to the ground for traction. But these people who hate Trump sometimes will give the fake news a dose of reality. And do you think that stops them? Do you think they change their approach when it comes down to how they cover Trump and Elon and all of them? No, man. And then they wonder why their ratings are in the tank. So now here he is.
The overall objectives and the goals and the general policies behind what's been happening is approved of. The way it's being communicated to the American people, don't want a chainsaw brought to the government.
I do. I want a chainsaw. I ain't gonna even lie. I want the chainsaw. See, because sometimes it takes too long to cut. I mean, if you get out there and you got a whole tree, don't give me a butter knife and talking about Kev, go easy, be precise, cut through the tree. Takes too long. Get me the chainsaw. Straight through that bag. Boy, timber. That's what I want. Yeah, I'll see you about 3 weeks later while you're out there with the butter knife still cutting and nothing gets done. So continue with the chainsaw. So now here he goes. Now, granted, it's a fine line between rejoicing over what we're doing to the government versus individuals. And see, I think what's going on is we are all celebrating what we're doing to the government. But then, of course, when you get more specific, you're going to see some people impacted by the chainsaw. But when we rejoice over what's happening and we talk about the chainsaw and stuff, we're talking about the government. That's what we're talking about. It's no different than how I want Cash Patel to take a chainsaw to the dang on FBI. However, I'm looking at the agency. That agency needs to be cut up, dissected, all of that stuff. I'm not thinking and talking about the dude who's just assigned to whatever in some city and he's working on this case and all of this stuff. He might be impacted, but I'm looking at the overall agency and I'm saying that agency, unfortunately, is tainted. Now, there's going to be some casualties, but that agency right there is tainted and we got to get in there and gut it. Got to gut it. So here he is trying to explain this to this lady and let's see how she takes it.
They don't want this seeming meanness as part of public policy. They do want the objectives. They do want less waste, less fraud, and more importantly, less corruption. And so they back the president and his administration generically on what he's trying to do. But the language and the communication, the messaging is over the top. And the public understands that these are real people with real families and real concerns. They're not seeking chaos. They're seeking an orderly change of the way things are. The Democrats are wrong by talking about resistance because the public doesn't want resistance. They simply want these things done efficiently, effectively, and with accountability.
And that is why their party's falling apart as we speak. Trump pretty much Thanos them just like that. So now what he's saying is the folks that are supporting what DOGE is doing. I mean, I might make light of it and all of that stuff. But I do realize there are some people who are going to lose their job, period. I've lost my job before. It sucks. And honestly, the buyout that Trump and them offered them are way above and beyond fairness. I mean, I'm thinking I wish they would have gave me 8 months of pay when I got cut loose from Cincinnati Bell with all of course, benefits and everything. I wish they'd have gave me that, So we're doing it not with 100% malice unless you're going to act a fool. Unless you're one of these people who can't do the simple things, like simply tell you 5 things that I've done. When you start saying, you know what, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to make a big to-do about this. And, it's because they're doing this and this and that. When you start using all of this and all of that stuff, then at that point, you got to go. When you start saying, you know what, I don't think you have the right to ask me questions about what I do. Nah, that's when it becomes their mission to cut you loose. So here we go, y'all. This lady, I wonder if she's taking this to heart or not.
And so it's still anyone's game who's going to be successful.
So with it.
And I know who's going to be successful. Common sense is going to win out. That's what's going to happen. And I even saw, I forget who it was today. Oh, it was the comedian, and I think he was talking with Charlemagne, who's insane in the brain too, suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. And they were talking about DOGE. And he was saying how, man, the last things the Democrats want to see, whether you agree with this or not, is them sending out that $5,000 refund to all of the people from what DOGE saved. The last thing the Democrats want to see, after resisting the cutting, resisting them exposing all of the corruption, after all of that, and then all of a sudden they come out and say, we met our goal and we're sending 5 G's back to the people, and watch the Democrats have to come out and oppose it. Once again, they're going to come out, resist. And that might stick a dagger in them. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't care how long the brothers been voting for Democrats. If those Democrats block that $5,000 from coming, bruh, and the whole crew is going to have a fit. So that would be a great PR move for the Trump administration. And it would definitely put the Democrats in a tricky position to have to come out and make up some reason why all these people shouldn't get $5,000 back. And they will. Jasmine Crockett done already came out. They're lying. They're not going to do that. And the Ebola and all of this stuff. So, yeah, I like to see us keep on cutting and keep on putting the Democrats in tricky situations. Now, listen to this lady right here.
As my brother Ray, she smiles when asked about Trump's frenetic first month.
I voted for that. I love it.
What did you vote for?
I voted for a president that was going to put America first.
Ooh, CNN, y'all picked the wrong Latino to interview. She said she love it. And I do too. See, that's what they don't get. We're not mad over here. All of the crap that they're talking about, that, you know what, see, this what you get for voting for Trump. We're like, darn right. Exactly what I wanted. I love it. Keep it coming.
I voted for a president that was going to secure our borders.
Yes.
And I voted for a president that was going to make sure that we were respected throughout the world.
Yes. Not loved, respected. See, I mean, it's like a father and his son or child. Before that child is old enough to respect his dad just on principle, and because he loves his father, what he needs to do is respect his father first. The love will come. You can't be one of those lovey-dovey parents that the kid just runs all over you, talking about he loved me while he's kicking you in the shins. That ain't love. You got to, you do not put your feet on it. Now go on over there and cry it out. Simple as that. You'll love me again in the morning, okay? All right. So that's what I'd rather be respected than loved. And that's what Trump brings to the presidency. All right. Now, if you respect him, you could grow to love him. But you're going to respect him one way or another. So let's continue.
And I believe I'm getting that.
Well. But some are getting the boot. And therefore, the news done went and found some people. You know, they're always out there searching. How can we find somebody who's willing to come to the mic and say they're a victim, say bad things about Elon and Donald Trump? So guys, here's some people who's all busted up on the inside. Let's see what they got to say.
I mean, it was an illegal firing. My performance was good. I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was even one of those government employees that went every day of the week. I had to.
Wow, you hear this guy? You hear this guy right here before I become sensitive to his needs and his feelings. So now he said that he was one of those good employees that actually came every day of the week. That right there is the minimum service. That's your reasonable service. Reasonable service. And what these folks are doing when they get up there and they try to give their testimony, their sad testimony, is they really expose how necessary DOGE is. This guy right here is ratting everybody else out. That means if you are one of them that come in every day of the week, that means it's a whole bunch of people who don't. When you are using that to differentiate yourself from the rest of the employees, I mean, that is ridiculous. So now he said he does whatever he's supposed to do.
The report every Monday through Friday. 7 to 3:30.
Oh, the 3:30. This guy goes to work 5 days of the week and gets off like he's going to school. 3:30. That's school hours. Unbelievable. I come in after 5 days a week and I actually work up to 3:30. Man, I wish some of my jobs ended at 3:30. Unbelievable. If you're not a teacher, what are you doing ending at 3:30? Huh? It's unbelievable, man. I mean, that last hour and a half stretch is long to get to 5 o'clock when you work in a real full-time job. Man, 3:30, you're like, dang, it's only 3:30? This hour and a half can't come quick enough. So, yeah, that makes a huge difference. And this guy right here, I died, was staying to 3:30. Well, is that the hours? I mean, what the heck?
That was my tour of duty, and that's
my tour of duty. Oh, here's this guy who thinks he's a part of the military, but he's not. Wait, what key am I in? No. You know what? I think my strings might be out of tune. I think they might be out of tune. So let's continue listening to him.
That's what I served. And here I am.
Yeah. So that guy right there, he's talking about he served. That makes it sound more patriotic. That makes Trump and them look even worse for letting him go. Because he wants people to look at what he does as he works for the government as a duty, like he's a part of the military or something like that. And I'm saying, you're a government employee that goes into an office that leaves at 3:30, and you're calling that a tour? My duty. That's what I did. I did my tour. So now, when I was teaching, all right, I went in a day, had to put up lesson plans, had to teach the dang on kids, and had to stay all the way to 2:45. 2:45. I did my tour. Unfortunately, some of the schools I taught at, it felt like a tour. Whole day. Full-blown tour. So wait, they got another one. They found another one, y'all. Here we go.
Just tell us about this email and what it was like receiving it.
Yeah, what it was like receiving it. Tell us about. See, notice the feelings. They want to know what it was like. These are the questions that they're asking them, okay? Yeah. Tell us about the email and how did you feel when you saw that email pop up? Well, let's see.
What you all have talked about after getting it.
Sure. I got this email Saturday afternoon, about 3 p.m., and I felt absolutely infuriated.
Oh, well, there you go. She felt infuriated. Do you think they'd have brought somebody on here that wouldn't have felt infuriated? Do you think they would have went out and found somebody who would have said, didn't bother me? I saw it pop up. I was like, oh, this is quick and simple. Only 5? Only 5? Man, I knocked that out in about 3 minutes. I came into work. I checked the mailroom, made sure all the phone calls were answered, did this, return those calls, and said, sent. You think they would have found somebody like that? Nope. They went out and find somebody that is very predictable. The fact that she's on CNN and she's asking her this already knew. I felt angry, and then I said Elon's a poopy head, and I hate him, and then I was confused, and then I wasn't confused anymore. I was sad. Then I went from sad to happy, but not all the way happy, and I went back to sad. Yeah, find these kids to come in here that can't manage their emotions and get them up here talking about how they felt when that email popped up.
Getting this email with a demand within 48 hours to provide
within 48 hours, y'all. Demand within 48 hours just to keep your job. So wait a minute, let me tell you something. You got 48 hours to list 5 things. If you're struggling to tell me 5 things that you've done over a whole week's time, you don't deserve to be working there. It's that simple. But here she is. I had to respond. It goes to show how offended these very comfortable employees are to have to do stuff. I mean, you know how much crap when I was in management I had to respond to when I could be out playing frisbee. Ding, email pop out. I need you to respond to this because we got an emergency. I'm man, hold on, man, hold the frisbee, whatever. But here she is. I had 48 hours to respond. Yeah, I couldn't think of 5 things in 48 hours. I need at least 48 days, at least. So she should be able to wake up out of a drunken stupor and drop 5 things that she did the week before. 48 hours. Even if you're a procrastinator, you can go ahead and wait up until the last 10 minutes before the deadline and throw up 5 things that you did, if you did something. So here we go. Let her finish vomiting up all of this sadness.
Response on what I did within the last week or face termination. This is clearly an attempt from Elon Musk to harass and bully and intimidate.
Not a good thing. Not a good look. Now, see, you're going to let CNN get you killed. Once again, Pookie from New Jack City, man, I got Pookie killed, man. Yeah, you're going to let CNN get you killed. That's what's going to happen. So now they didn't bring your butt on here. And here you are. This is your big chance to play the role of the victim and stick it to Elon Musk. Do you not realize that they're probably watching this segment? I mean, I'm wondering, did she take the buyout? Did she actually submit the 5 things? Because if you didn't, you're fired. But if you did, and you're trying to keep your job, this is not a good way to do it. I'm thinking, man, I could see if I was a guy who didn't do it and got fired, but she didn't say she didn't respond. She didn't say I didn't do it. She didn't say she was fired, but yet she's up here trashing them. See, this is Elon trying to intimidate us, and he's mean and trying to fire us and stuff. And then watch what she says at the end.
The federal workforce, which is part of his broader plan to gut the federal workforce and privatize public sector services.
What's wrong with that? Part of his broader plan to gut the federal workforce. It's too big. Everybody seems like they work there and they're doing nothing. The stuff that we have seen these last couple weeks lets me know it needs to be gutted. And they don't move fast enough. That's why Trump is very proficient. We've seen him get in and approach governing like a business. And he's going, why should it take this long? What do you mean we got to go through all this red tape? What's this process? Like them sending down the letters of resignation or retirement down through some elevator into some mountain and all of, and I'm saying, why are they doing that? You mean tell me only so many people can retire per year because of this slow, process? You just can't change the process? So why does it have to go down an elevator? Why can't the guy bring it in on a backpack? He can't jog up in there? We can't have a truck just brick? No, it has to go that way. Or is it that you guys are making it go that way to secure your job? So here's this lady talking about changing the government and putting it back. Yeah, we probably will get better production out of the private sector because people realize if I don't do my job, I get the boot. But this lady right here, she's offended that she had to respond to an email over the weekend and type 5 things in. But Elon's the problem. Elon's the problem.
To ensure that corporations like his own can get more profit.
There it is. It comes down to Elon's in there. He's doing all of this so he can make more money. And don't forget, he's stealing grandmas and all of them social security numbers so he can skim a little off the top. Skim a little off the top. Forward some of those social security checks over to Elon's account. That's what he's doing. These people make no sense, okay? Gizmo, move. Yeah. So they get out there and they throw these reckless things out there, and she's going to let CNN get her killed right on there talking about what he's doing. And I'm going, this man ain't even get paid for this. He's not even getting paid for this. But here you are talking about that. He's just doing this so he can make more money. Okay. Go ahead, talk trash about the person who can get you the hammer or not. Let CNN get you messed up, instigating. Go on, tell us how you feel.
And that makes me really angry.
Like a kid. That makes me really, really angry too. Okay. So wait, why are you mad at mom again? She ain't give me no ice cream. And I told her I like ice cream. She said, you can't have none because you had some already. And I was mad about it. How'd that make you feel? It made me angry. That's what she sounds like. Sound like a full-blown kid. I mean, the task, Nala, the task that he asked her to do, you would have thought it would have been like, he told me to write a 500-page response. Then I had to go out back and I had to go up and throw up a roof. Because the roof, that's not even in my job. That's not even in my job description. But he said, throw the roof up, come back in, prepare breakfast for me and Big Balls, and I want all of this stuff done in 48 hours. You would have thought that's the email that he sent. But he just said 5 things that you've done the last week. And that makes me angry because I had to do stuff over the weekend and things like that. But we got somebody even worse, y'all. They went out and they said, oh, let's go get us a big green mile type dude. Y'all remember Harry that was up there, J6? They called me the N-word. I ain't never been called that before. That guy? Well, they went out and found another Harry.
My coworkers as well.
I was just in training. I waited 4 months to go to training. Just to be fired.
He's one of 6,000 plus federal employees who work for the Internal Revenue Service.
Oh, well, there you have it, buddy. All your sympathy just went out the window. The IRS. The IRS. So the brother was waiting to go ahead and start working for the IRS. He was probably going to be one of those 81,000 new IRS hires that the Biden administration was about to deputize so they can go out shaking us down with a pistol. There it is. It wasn't going to be no, oh yeah, they stuck me up without a pistol. No, they were going to be able to come around shaking us down with a pistol. So yeah, the brother didn't make it. But here's the funny part about this, okay? Wait until you see this acting job. He needs an acting coach, y'all. Here we go.
Fired this week as part of mass layoffs happening under the Trump administration. The majority of those workers, like Charles, were probationary workers employed for less than a year. Charles told us more than 24 employees were laid off from his office here off Gessner. He says it took over a year to get his dream job as a tax-exempt officer dealing with nonprofit organizations.
Tax-exempt officer dealing with nonprofit agencies and stuff like that. It was his dream job, y'all. His dream job. Now, I don't know about y'all. I've never met anyone that said, man, you know what I always dreamt of being? An IRS agent. That's what I dreamt of being. So now, here's this guy right here that they went out and found, and they said, okay, now, when we ask you some questions, you know, we need you to make the audience feel it. We need you to make them feel it. We want them to feel your pain, okay? All right? So tell them your sad story. And hey, look, don't hold back. Don't hold back on the emotions. And he does it.
And compliance. His pride and passion taken away.
Excited. His pride and passion. Who's passionate about working for the IRS? Are you kidding me? I mean, they had to invent and create the Doberman Pinscher based on a tax collector. This man was like, I'm so hated and despised, I need to carry a guard dog with me. People hate to see me coming. That dude had to go and breed a Doberman Pinscher. Like, look now, if they come out the crib with a baseball bat, you got me right, Rover. Yeah, I got you, boss. But now this guy's talking about, it was my passion, man. So now, here's this guy telling us it was his passion to be an IRS agent. But nonetheless, that's not sad enough, because just the fact that apparently that's his passion, that was his dream. It was a dream. Ever since I was in the kindergarten, all I could think about was numbers and asking people to pay their fair share. So now here he is. That's not sad enough. So watch what he does. Cue Waterworks.
I was so excited.
I was so excited. Oh man, I hate to laugh at the brother, but he's bringing it on himself. Overacted. I was so excited. See, why are you shaking your head no, but saying you were so excited? That means you're lying, okay? You should be going, I was so excited. But he's like, I was so excited. All right, ready, action.
To learn the job.
There it is. There it is. Remember, now, a little more. We need you to break here. Hold on for a second. Come, pull the glasses up. To learn the job. Wait, hold up. Cut. We need tears. He's not crying enough. He's just going, but nothing's coming down. All right, ready? The makeup. All right, ready, and action. Let's get back to it. So now here he is, y'all. Now ain't nothing worse than to see a big for nothing dude on TV trying to fake us out with some fake tears and get some sympathy and make Trump and Elon look all like they're the devil. But here he is trying his best, and it's not believable. He's not selling it, y'all. Watch this one. Watch this.
I was telling my management I was going to be the best.
I was told by my management I was going to be the best. Are you kidding me? I mean, who does this? Hey, big for nothing. You're going to be the best. You're doing great. You're going to be a star. You're one of the good ones, big for nothing. All right? Yeah, let's get out of here. You see how I jabbed him up? He thinks he's great. Yeah, you're an IRS tax collector, man. What are you talking about? The best. What makes you the best? I get all the money on time. All right? I make sure I show up at all those nonprofits knocking on the door. Hey, didn't I tell you I was going to be here at 3? I'm always on time to collect the cheese. Now give me the money, priest. Give me the money, old lady punk. Yeah, so now this guy right here, he's talking about his manager told him he was going to be the best, y'all. And Trump and Elon snatched his dream to be an IRS agent right out from under him. And he had to take his glasses off, y'all. My manager looking out to make sure the people looking at him. My manager told me I was going to be the best. So let's see. Here we go.
They can count on me.
They can count on me. They can count on me. Wow. You know, count on you to do what? Go. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes the IRS. That means you're going to be good at your job. That means you're going to be bad for people. You talk about, they can count on me. Count on you to do what? Your job? I mean, you're acting like, you're a Navy SEAL or something like that. Dude, you're going to be the best. I mean, I would go to war with you because I could count on you. This guy, count on you to what? Call, hello, this is the big for nothing. Can I speak to the pastor of the church, please? Just a minute. Yeah, who's calling? The IRS. I mean, what are you talking about? They can count on me. What else? Here it comes though, because he ain't finished, y'all. Y'all ready? Look. He's doing like the kids when they cry. Yeah, squinting the face up. Yeah, because he don't know how to make it look just believable, natural. So instead, he's like, it's like a little kid when they try to go to sleep. You're like, go to sleep. And they're like, yeah, trying to, and you're going, man, you're going to tighten up. You're going to cramp up in your muscles and your face or when you tell them to smile, because they don't really know how to smile, say, yeah, and you're looking at them going, That's not a natural smile. This is what this guy's doing. This is not a natural cry. Who does this? Who does this? So here he goes, y'all. Hold on. Should we be sensitive to his needs? He's all busted up on the inside. Here we go. Look, get the close up. Get the close up.
Yeah, it's not like I have.
Look at the eyes. Oh yeah. Big for nothing on the bus goes wah 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 wah. Big for nothing on the bus goes wah wah wah. All through the town, cry baby cry. Come on, cry baby cry. Yeah, cry baby. Oh wait, he can't cry, cause it's fake. He can't get the tears out, y'all. So let me open the eyes real wide, long enough for them to start tearing up, cause I'm not blinking. You see those eyes right there? Now this guy don't realize how ridiculous he looks and sounds. Once again, bring a big black dude on there to bust up and start crying. I hope he ain't got no girlfriend or wife sitting there like, ugh, I saw you on TV trying to cry. You don't never cry when we all having arguments and stuff like that, but you gonna get here and talk about something. It was my dream job. They told me I was gonna be the best. The best. Manager said they can count on me. All right, wait, let's get back to the action because it gets worse. Look at that. You see the crazy eyes? What was that? What was that? I'm wondering if they're regretting this interview right there. Like, I mean, I didn't know this guy was that crazy. I mean, you don't want to pick him up. Look, I mean, who brought this guy on? So now here he is. Yeah, he's contemplating his whole life. He don't know what he gonna do now because he all busted up.
I have no say so.
I have no say so.
Like they just toss you away.
They toss you away. After my manager told me I was gonna be the best, they can count on me. I mean, the best. Are you see? You know how many folks they were hiring, and you're telling me your manager told you were gonna be the best. I bet you he walked right over to the next cubicle and told that guy, "You're gonna be the best. You're gonna be the best." Cubicle to cubicle to cubicle. Hey, Janet, you're going to be the best. Tom, you're going to be the best. I can count on you, right? So now here he is. He's like, they just toss me away. And then listen what he says at the end.
I thought corporate America was like this, not the government.
Not the government. Yeah, see, and now we find out how the government is. The government should be like corporate America. That means you'll be getting things done. That means that people will say, look, I'm going to make sure that I monitor your productivity. And if it's not up to par, you'll be replaced. That creates competition. That makes people say, you know what? I'm going to go one step further. But this guy, you talk about that's how corporate America. That means that everybody in the government is completely content and lazy. That's what that means. That means, man, I was hoping to get this gravy job and knowing that I'm not going to get fired. They're not going to be saying, you know what, man, your productivity kind of sucks. You're the worst on the squad, and therefore we're going to replace you. Most likely, I'm going to be protected by whatever union, and I'm going to go ahead and ride this out until I get old and gray and retire. See, but now here he is talking about, you know, I work for the government, meaning, you know, they're going to take care of me with what? Revenue that they've earned, by, you know, using products and marketing and all of this stuff, or they're going to take care of me regardless how good I am at my job or not, because they're not paying for it. We are. The taxpayers are. Yeah. So yeah, of course, this guy's like, the government take care of me. Who wants the government to take care of them? I don't want the government in my life. Okay. I don't want them in my life. Only for necessary things. But this guy, the government take care of me. And then listen to this.
I thought the government takes care of their people.
I thought the government takes care of their people. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what a part of taking care of their people is as well? Not wasting their tax dollars. Not sending their tax dollars all over the world for nothing, not using their tax dollars to get paid. Yeah, not opening up the borders and bringing all these illegals in here and then using taxpayers' dollars to go ahead and do that, take care of those people. Yeah, that's what the government's supposed to be doing, taking care of their people, not their employees. Yeah, you're just an employee. We are the people, you idiot. All of us, the whole United States population are the people. But here he is. I thought they'd take care of their people. Meaning the gravy train. And he got that gravy train snatched out from under him right before he can dive in face first. They treated him like the chuck wagon dog. Had him running after that little wagon and he never caught it. He got so close, so close. So there you have Green Mile number 2. My dream job, they snatched it right out from under my nose. So now, speaking of fired guys, Joyless Reed. It's the fallout. It's kicking in. They're getting mad, and now all of a sudden there's people coming out. They're coming out to her rescue. They got her back, y'all. Yeah, they're sitting back, yeah, our girl is down. Let's go out there and we got to go ahead and support her. We can't let this happen. So now you got some of these folks who don't have a career and they're supporting her, but then you got others who have a career and they're running a risk of falling on the sword for Joy Reid. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and see the latest reaction to her getting fired. MSNBC shocked Joy Reid and Alex Wagner.
The big news tonight will be Joy Reid's final show on MSNBC. Single tear, white woman tears happening right here, Joy.
Oh, snap. Now you see Megan, she's celebrating. Megan is celebrating. Yeah. So when it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy. Yeah, it's time to get out in them streets. So now, as we celebrate this, somebody's not going to be excited about our, celebration. Somebody's going to get real mad and offended at Megyn Kelly for saying the truth.
She was officially fired over the weekend because she's a racist, horrible news anchor with no ratings.
Now, I hate to tell it to your face like that, but it's the truth. You ain't all that. You got a nasty, stinking attitude. You got a big face, apple head, and hot dog packs on your neck. Oh, and that's outside of you being a race baiter. Yeah, you're not a news anchor. All right, you are a propagandist, a race baiter, and your ratings suck.
And that's really been the truth for a long time. MSNBC is under new management, and I guess they decided to come to grips with reality. The truth is, this is very sad news for us, as she's provided so much material over the years. I feel the way I felt when Brian Stelter got fired, but he came back, and you never know. I'm sure Joy Reid will wind up doing something where we will continue to get to respond.
Yeah. So she's going to figure out a way to continue to make a fool of herself. I guarantee you. Yeah, because, that amount of evilness, it just don't go away. She can't suppress her evilness. You know it's bad when you can't even suppress how racist you are. I mean, you got some nerve to even be out there expecting to get paid that much money and keep your show with that level of racist rhetoric that you spew out. I mean, she's not aware of how racist she come across. That's what kills me. You done got caught up in left-wing activism so much to where you got content in using some of the worst language possible on TV. Yeah, you get too comfortable with white liberals. They're like, go out there and do your thing and make people mad and tell them that go after those conservatives, call them all kind of names. And you went too far. Yeah, you're that actress that got lost in the character and couldn't come out. You went too far in. They're going, okay, now you do realize this is just an act, right? You done bought into the character. Now you're living it. You're out there very comfortable getting on TV, just throwing out stuff to where I'm sure the new regime came in, was like, this chick is reckless. She's dangerous. Who gave her the go-ahead to be this nasty, this racist, this angry all the time? It's not good for business. But here she is not seeing a problem. You're telling me at some point she didn't say, maybe I'm going a little overboard with the racism. Some of the other ones too. Sunny Holston, she needs to get the hammer. Yeah, I mean, just blatantly racist. And these folks are wearing it on their sleeve and they bought into the character. Yeah, I'm saying, wow, a lot of these people that come out and do this, they're acting. But you really are like this. So watch who comes to her defense.
To her absolutely insane POV.
So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go f*** yourself.
Hey, man, you better watch your nasty, stinking potty mouth, Don Lemon. You up here trying to defend Joyless Reed because you got fired too. That's what it is. So your raggedy butt had bad ratings and all you used was the same type of tactics Joy Reid used. I guess CNN, they got hipped before it got that bad. With you, there's like, oh, we need to nip this at the butt early. Let's get Lamone out of here, please. So now here's Lamone, reduced to, doing his little podcast and now talking about go F yourself. And then watch him try to hate on Megyn. And I'm thinking to myself, you're just making this up. You're making this up. And why are you supporting Joy Reid, man? Oh, because you're a race baiter too? You're a race baiter too? So they're like, I'm a race baiter. She's a race baiter. He's a race baiter. Wouldn't you like to be a race baiter too? So now he's going to attack Megyn Kelly. You better watch yourself, punk.
Okay.
Look at him. He think he's smug. He's like,
I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people. She thrives on it. She has built the second part of her career on being a troll. So
a troll? What are you talking about? How's your career going, Don Lemon? Are you able to build your audience? Yeah, you're up here talking about she's built her career on being a troll. She's built her career, her second part of her career, number one, by making sure she got over her TDS. Number two, calling it like it is. Number three, observing the radical left to where now she became full-blown MAGA. Okay, and she done learned. She's like, man, these folks are nuts. And she's out there blasting these people. And she done built a full-blown career to where she's like, I don't even need networks anymore. Are you at that level, Don Lemon? Huh? See, you couldn't even get a handout from Elon Musk when he gave you one of the easiest jobs for. I'm like, why can't I get a $7 million a year contract with dang on X? This dude had that. And because of his TDS and because of his wokeness, he blew it. He did like we are seeing these stupid people who get interviewed on CNN do. Talk bad about people who can fire you. What are you doing? So he gets up there, interviews Elon Musk and gets the hammer. Now he's reduced to this, hating on Megyn Kelly while she's leaving him in the dust.
this is what Megyn Kelly said about Joy Reid, right? And remember, Joy Reid is a woman, Megyn Kelly's a woman. She's supposed to be all about women.
Yeah, she's all supposed to be all about women that are raggedy, evil, racist. See, this is the mentality of the left. Y'all, you got to support these people no matter what. Don't base it on what they say, what they do, how they perform, none of that stuff. Just do it because she's a woman. Allow her to act a complete fool, do whatever she wants because she's a woman. But that's not how it works over here in conservative land, Don Lemon, okay? All right? Look, you're black, and I think you suck, okay? All right? That might be literally. But nonetheless, I think you suck at what you do. And I'm not going to support you just because you're black. Let's continue.
You know, supports women. Okay, so this is what she said. Remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her? Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst person on television.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Joy threw shots at everybody, especially white people. And even if you was black, if you were not beholden to the Democrat Party, you might find yourself in the category as an Uncle Tom. You might find yourself in the category as a sellout or something like that. So as she was talking about white liberal tears, white women tears, then we saw her on TV. My show had value. To me, that's it. That is it. Value to you and stupid people like Don Lemon, who also got fired, y'all. Isn't it funny? These people who got the hammer are running to her rescue. Boy, I tell you. Except for one. But this person probably is working on getting a hammer too after you see what this person next is going to be saying.
And shame on NBC for letting it go on this long. Now, she has she's an axe to grind when it comes to MSNBC. And also, this whole, she's racist, right? It's just, I'm going to give you the evidence.
What? See, this is what got Joy fired. This is what got her the hammer. So Megyn Kelly, who is simply observing stinking Joy Reid doing what she's doing, she's the racist. So the racist that got fired with her blatant racism, okay, and the people who are celebrating the racist that got fired is racist. And you wonder why she got fired and you got fired too, Don. And now Don's going to say he's going to bring the receipts too.
Supposedly learned from it and then spent every day after apologizing for it and being fired for it, then spent every day proving the point that she is a racist. And
that she is a racist. Just straight, see, they just sling this mess out there. Man, I tell you, man, liberals, especially black liberals that are on TV, all right, that do this because of the propaganda, because of the critical race theory that they've implemented, identity politics, Marxist conflict theory. They know this. This is a strategy. Like Don Lemon got the nerve to get on TV and call all white men, potential, what do you call them? White supremacists. White supremacists. But yet not his white husband. Not his white husband. So you get out there and you sling these type of accusations out there. And when I hear these things come out of their mouth, how can I put this without sounding like I'm encouraging violence? I kind of think of this like there's a few things you could say to where you go, you crossed the line. You just called me what? Some stuff you can't call somebody unless they're that. You can't just sit back and say certain things to people and then when you're not mad, take it back. I mean, if you mess around and you're married and something real foul come out to cut your husband or wife to the bone, like, I never should have married you anyway. I never loved you. And I always thought you was ugly. I married you out of pity. Oops. It's too late. It's out. A month later, he's going to be going, so did you really marry me because of pity? You really think I'm not attractive? I was just saying that. I was mad at the time. No. Now, you don't throw that out there. Okay? That's one of them things where you go, if I ever let this, if I fire this, I can't put the bullet back in the gun. These are things you say that nobody can forget. When you call somebody a racist, that's one of those things. That's one of those things you said, what'd you just call me? And it almost takes me back to playground days, where it's like, what? Your mama didn't know what that meant, but I know one thing. You don't say my mama. Them there is fighting words. So they're slinging these things out there so recklessly. And that is why people like Joy Reid gets fired. People like Don Lemon gets fired. After you get rid of all of your usefulness to them, they're going, now you're just a racist. You're not some great commentator. You have no skill. We brought you in for a specific task and you thought you had value outside of that. Okay. But once we don't need that and you're going too top heavy on the racist accusations, now you become a liability and we got to cut you loose. But Don Lemon is out there freelancing with his racism. So now here he is. His argument to Megyn Kelly is just to say she's racist. Now, that is a direct attack on your character. For someone to call you a racist in 2025 and you sling it out there so casually, you don't be surprised if somebody punch you in the face. For real. Somebody might punch you in the face. You're a racist or you're a Nazi. Those are things that, you got to kind of brace for impact. I just called somebody a Nazi to their face. I deserved it. I got punched in the nose for that.
And not very supportive of women. If you look, all you have to do, the evidence is in her Google search.
Not very supportive of women. See, now he's not defending Joy Reid. Yeah, he's just calling Megyn Kelly a racist for not supporting the black racists. That's what she is. Yeah, he's calling her basically, she's not supporting women. So what is she? Sexist? I mean, I don't get it. So she's supposed to support a woman who's racist based on just the fact she's a woman? That's it. That's how we support our people? Doesn't work like that, Don Lemon. Like I said, you're black and I think you stink.
And what she says about women, how she calls them out all the time.
And you can't do that. You can't call another woman out. Yeah. Now, do you realize how many brothers I see doing stupid stuff? And I wouldn't be Kev if I said, well, I ain't gonna even say nothing because he's a brother. Nope. I hold black folks to a high standard. I'm walking around with the brothers going, dude, I'm not gonna let you be sorry. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear to make you better. I'm not gonna let you be sorry. Yeah, so when I see you acting a fool, I'm saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're acting a fool. Hey, you're giving us all a bad name. Pull yourself together, bro. Oh man, how you gonna call me out like that? Cause I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't call you out. I'd let you be sorry. So now here he is. I guess we're supposed to let people just do whatever they want, especially if we got some things in common. Unreal.
The worst person. No, Megyn Kelly, the worst person on television was fired from NBC in the Today Show a few years ago, and that's Megyn Kelly.
Now you see this. This is just straight hateration right here. That worst person who was fired are you, because you got fired too, Don. And right now you're doing TikTok videos where people are putting turkeys on your head. Megyn Kelly's booming. She done built a very nice platform. She's booming, growing. But Dawn is saying she's the worst. So how does she recover from that? How does she get fired and take her talent, her skills, and just turn it around? Now she's completely independent, making all of that cheese. While Don Lemon's on TikTok and people are berating him. And he's reduced to walking the streets and doing street interviews. And yet he says she's the worst. This is one of those things. I can't defend this. I can't defend Joy. I can't argue with the accusations and the truth that Megyn said about Joy Reid. So what I'm going to do is say, yeah, you know what? Megyn's stupid. She's a racist. And she should be supporting women just on the fact that she's a woman. And she got fired. She's the worst. She's the pits and stuff. That's why.
That's the worst person who's not on television anymore. It's you. That's the worst person.
The one whose platform is blowing you up, Don Lemon. Megyn Kelly is so far ahead of you. I mean, she's probably like, who's Don Lemon again?
Person who's not on television. So hoorah for that. NBC did something good with that.
And you are on television, or you're on TikTok with the turkeys. That's where you are, Don Lemon, with the turkeys on your head.
You know why? I like to give proof of things, evidence. Like when I said Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was racist, it wasn't my opinion. This is my opinion about me.
It was absolutely your opinion. See, Don Lemon, he's a believer. This dude's still lying for nothing. You're liberal for nothing now, Don. Yeah, you are woke for nothing. You're no longer on CNN. You're released. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to keep pushing the propaganda. That's what got you fired from that great deal with Elon Musk. I'm saying, Don, what are you doing? You're going to blow it? You're going to blow it. You done bought into your character. You can't come out your character. You got fired from CNN, had a chance to act calm like you got some sense and make all that money, but it was so deep on the inside. You believed it. Except when it comes to your white husband. But then again, here he is out here now talking about some, I'm a proof, Don, that Trump was a racist. And I just didn't say it. It wasn't my opinion. It's a fact. What fact? Just throwing stuff out there like this.
Kelly. The evidence is there. I'm going to show you the evidence of Megyn Kelly. And just as I showed you the evidence.
Plus the fire.
And look, here's some other ones coming to her rescue. But notice where they all are. At home. Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah, he's from the home. He's doing this from his crib because he got fired too.
Of Joy Reid by MSNBC. Of course it was racist. MSNBC has only ever had...
Of course it was racist. So wait, Megyn Kelly's racist. Now MSNBC is racist. The network that allowed multiple racists to come on for years, pushing nothing but racist venom, is now racist. Now you see what you get when you create a whole bunch of radical ideologues, radical extreme liberals, and they get used to being able to sling racism around like a weapon to get their way. They will use it on you. That's what will happen. I don't care how good you treat them. They have treated Joy Reid great. $3 million a year for all of these years, spewing nothing but lies, propaganda, and racism. That's it. As the people who own that network are white, but here she is pushing racism every day, and they sit back and let her do it and pay her to do it, along with many others. And yet this fool has the nerve to say that she was fired because of racism. Well, hey, okay, let's go with that. MSNBC deserves that. They created these monsters. So yeah, that's right. I'm on board with it. That's right. Power to the Joy Reid. MSNBC is a racist white supremacist network. Yeah, no longer Fox. Fox not the racist. Yeah, that's right. It's MSNBC now.
And 4 women of color solo anchor their own shows. And they've now fired all 4 of them.
Because they all sucked. And frankly, they should fire the whole staff, everybody on the network. Build it from scratch. Matter of fact, just throw it away. Throw it away. Count your losses.
They've also just fired Alex Wagner. How many protests do you expect to hear from Maddow and O'Donnell and all the rest?
Well, cue Rachel Madcow.
It stinks.
You may have already heard about changes that have been announced.
Now, this is when you think your britches are too big. This is when you think you got too much juice and too much pull. This is a stupid decision. Yeah. Joy Reid about to get Rachel Madcow killed, man. So now she got the nerve to come out. Now, the arrogance in this, as much money as this woman makes, listen to what she says in public. How many people you know got a real nice job, making a whole bunch of money, and somebody get fired, and you go to the news or something, and I don't like what they did to my boy. Hey, man, I might tell you that in private, dude, that's messed up what they did to you. But I'm not going to get fired for you. I'm not going to come out there to, you know what, I'm going to advocate for my boy. And then we're both in the unemployment line. So I hope long neck, big nose is next. Listen to what she's saying.
At MSNBC over the last couple of days. The new president of our network made it official today. Some of our shows are moving to different time slots or expanding or going away altogether.
Yeah, like what? Which one? Yeah,
and Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether.
That's right, because they don't want her in the building, period. I hope they lock the door behind her. All right, just throw your stuff out on the street. Boom. Put the sign out. No joy allowed. No joy allowed. Hit her with the peanut Snoopy. No dogs allowed. So now let's continue, because this is her friend, y'all. That she's putting her whole career on the line by taking up for her friend.
And that is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12. And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid.
How in the world? Your assessment of people is very horrible. Are you kidding me? You're telling me she's the best? Unreal. But you're garbage too. See, that's the thing. There are 2 peas in a pod. She is just as bad, but she gives the racism stuff to Joy, and then she handles all the conspiracies and other lies and stuff like that. But now Madcow is not just going to say how she appreciates Joy and she's sad that she's gone. She's going to go one step further and accuse this very liberal, and very generous network of being racist.
I love everything about her.
And what I would love for,
Like
white
this?
parents
Like
who are
this?
tempted by
White
by these bans and thinking these are good for your kids, to just interrogate for yourself. Why is it that you only are uncomfortable with books about Black people, Jewish people, and LGBT?
She's the best. I never met anybody like her.
Just interrogate that for yourself. That's what critical thinking is. It isn't dangerous. Critical thinking is good for you.
Yeah, critical thinking for the white liberal. That's what she wants. She wants the white liberals out there to stop and say, you know what? I got to go ahead and suspend all of my common sense and let the school system just put whatever type of books in the schools, regardless whether it's obscene or not. Just because I want to be inclusive and open-minded and don't want to appear to be racist or misogynist or xenophobic or transphobic and all of that other stupid stuff, because here she is bullying me, trying to say if I question these things, then that must mean you got a problem. I want you to think about it. What is it that makes you say those books shouldn't be allowed to be in schools? What is it? Could it be common sense? Some type of morality? But here she is bringing it up. Racism. It's all racism, y'all.
Just interrogate and think about it for yourself. You don't think of yourself as racist or a bad person, but you're uncomfortable. But you're only uncomfortable with books about Black historical figures, the Holocaust, and LGBT. Just ask yourself that question.
What a dodo. I'm so glad she's gone. You see that apple head right there? That apple head is gone. Done fell off the tree. So this is Rachel Madcow's buddy, though.
I'm just asking you to ask yourself that question for Black History Month, if you still think that that's legal to do. She seems nice.
I have learned so much from her.
Like
I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake.
Ooh, now you better watch yourself. Everybody's expendable, Mad Cow. They might put the Mad Cow out the pasture. So here she is. She think her britches is pretty big. Yeah, I think it was a mistake. How dumb are you? Now, these next accusations are going to make me question Mad Cow's commitment to the cause. Because if MSNBC now is racist, why are you working there collecting all of these millions?
To let her walk out the door. It is not my call, and I understand that, but that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in prime time.
See, now they've created the monsters. You see, now they're all using the same tactics that MSNBC allowed them to use on Trump, on all of us, on anybody who disagrees with anything. They sling racism out there all over the place. Now, what do you expect when you want to fire one of them? All of them turn against you and say, well, now you're racist. The people who empowered us and paid us to be racist are the ones now that are racist. Unreal. So here she goes.
Both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend.
And look at that. Look at the face. Trying to, I'm suspicious about that. Don't you find that to be a little suspicious? Only the Black people? Hint, hint. Could it be some racism sprinkled in there? That's what Mad Cow is insinuating.
And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them.
You hear that? So even if another Black person comes in, it doesn't matter because you fired Joy Reid and she's my friend.
Feels indefensible.
Indefensible. So if it's indefensible, take your money and run, Mad Cow. See, it's not that indefensible. You're still working there. You're still collecting your check, even though you might be next.
One thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer. Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off. They're being invited to reapply for new jobs.
And yet y'all mad at DOGE? The government can't do that though, right? Even though your network is laying folks off, cutting folks, but DOGE shouldn't do it. DOGE shouldn't do it, okay? Because it's the government. The government ain't allowed to do that stuff.
That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people.
It's not the right way to treat. Do you understand? Soon as she would have got off the air, if I'm the new program manager or boss, CEO or whatever, immediately, soon as they would have unmiked her, I'd have been like, she would have just saw the hand. That's all she just saw. Out the door. You just saw the finger like this. Come here. Come here. Come here. That would have been it. I just saw you get on there and insinuate that we did her wrong after paying her all of this money for way too long. See, yeah, you talking about we did her wrong? We paid her too long. She should have been gone because we paid her too long. Okay, and you saying we did her wrong, and yet got the nerve to insinuate our very liberal network is racist. What do you say? Are you saying I'm racist? Mad Cow, you're done. You're overpaid anyway. Overpaid. She gets paid to do pretty much the same thing as Joy. Lie and push propaganda.
And it's inefficient and it's unnecessary. And it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work.
Yeah. What about you, Mad Cow? I guess it's good enough to work when they're paying you like $28 million though, right? Oh, I forgot you might took a little pay cut or something like that. A couple million off. But I mean, you can still live off that, right? You still live off that? Okay. So hopefully Big Face done saved her money. All of that propaganda money, all that prostitution money that she was getting from MSNBC all of these years, I'm sure she'll be fine. Hopefully she saved some chips, okay? But this chick right here, who's worth all of that, I think she might be the highest paid person on the network for this. So let me get this straight. This is what we're paying you millions to do. Get on here and insult the leadership, the person that fired her or the people who fired Joy, and you got the nerve to get on there and talk reckless. Maybe you think you're very, very too much valuable to the company. That's what it is. She thinks, oh, well, I'm too valuable to fire. I hope they fire her next. That's going to be another celebration.
So we don't generally do things that way.
Now, guys, if you think this is just a one-off, now remember, guys, they just said these people are insinuating MSNBC is racist. They're racist. Here's another black person from MSNBC that got fired. And yet she is about to say that all of the brothers and sisters need to boycott MSNBC because MSNBC is racist. Look at this. This is the same person that you're about to see. Look at her.
Completely.
Another one that got fired.
Even good. And that should worry you deeply. You don't want to live in Rwanda. But at MSNBC, they're already there. Now, you probably knew about Joy Reid, the race lady who's been fixated on race hate for years now.
Yeah. Now, you know, if Tucker was still on Fox News, this was a while ago. That means Joy Reid is an OG. She's an OG race baiter. She's been in the game race baiting for a long time, man. She's been getting millions of dollars a year to race bait. And then they said, let's go top heavy on the racists. Bring in more female, angry black race baiting women. And watch this chick. She got fired too.
But MSNBC has a new host, someone called Tiffany Cross, who hosts a show called The Cross Connection. Here's a selection.
Many of us have seen the dangers when powerful white people decide they want something, they annex it. And they've never had a problem replacing the people who stand in their way. We see.
Wow. I mean, this is the network that they say now is racist. They let that chick get up there and say that. Many white people just take what they want they to say. Are you talking about the white people who pay your salary? I'm wondering, are those white people included? Let's continue.
The American white people are going crazy. They're resorting to violence.
This is literally what conservative white folks do when they don't get their way.
See, MSNBC is the fault. They allowed this crap to go on all of these years. You see Bunny in the Bush? You see Professor Clump right there? You see Fat Hey Albert? But this is what they allowed them to do. Because remember, it is destroy Trump at all costs, go after conservatives at all costs, and yet this woman is like, oh shoot, she went too far. So yeah, this is what MSNBC has been allowing to go on their network for years.
White people deputizing themselves in some position of authority to have jurisdiction over their life when they need to mind their blanking business.
Now imagine if somebody on it, the black people, they always deputizing themselves and they always go too far. Black people need to mind their own business. Stay in the hood, do whatever they do. I mean, the beatboxing and the hip hopping and the break dancing and the barbecuing and all of that stuff, you know, the dominoes, things like that. The black people stuff. Mind their own business. You think that would fly? You think if Fox brought somebody on there to start talking about black people like that all the time, you think that? But yet, MSNBC, they tolerated this.
I don't think it's our responsibility to be tasked with destroying and dismantling the racial oppression that's against us. That's just saying we're more at fault than the white people who constructed this system and the white people who continue to practice institutional racism.
I practice institutional racism. Can't tell you who those white people are, though. Can't point to the institutions that are practicing this. But don't worry. We're here at MSNBC. So we're just going to throw it out vaguely and make everybody think that everywhere you look, it's there. People are like, well, where is it? You don't see it? Well, no. That's your problem. I mean, because it's all around us. It's institutional. I mean, dude, all you got to do is open your eyes. No, really. I mean, my eyes are open. I'm looking for the institutional. Can you just tell me, like, what companies practice this institutional racism? All of them. All of them? Yeah, all of them. Well, how do you know that? Dude, I'm black. I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many black people are astronauts? Huh? You know what I'm saying? And not many. Institutional racism. Well, black people are scared to go to space for the most part. I don't think a lot of them want to be astronauts. Oh, see that? You know what? That right there's a stereotype, bro. Yeah, you need to open your eyes. I'm like, no. Some stuff is not about racism, okay? Hey, you don't see a lot of black hockey players. Dang on it. And I'm not saying it's institutional racism. They don't want black hockey players. No, black people don't want to be hockey players. But leave it to them. It's institutional racism.
A majority of white people do not support policies that would unpack and unroll and reform this system of justice. This is what they want. Matt Gaetz is giving the white folks what they want.
This is fascinating that they allowed this to go on. As you watch these clips, these are going to be clips years from now we're going to watch and say, I can't even believe this was a time period in America where a so-called public news network allowed obvious racist people to get on here and stir the pot of racism, to stir up all of the simple-minded people that are watching this network and get them all mad for nothing, just for political gain, just so they could divide the public from the conservative movement and so on and so forth. That's all it is right there.
White replacement can strangle culture. So yes, we should all be concerned about white replacement. It is, after all, a very threat to our survival here.
Black, what if you said, black culture, that it can consume us and this and that, and it can replace us. We don't want these black people replacing us, okay? All right, that's for sure. But yet she gets on here and just throw all that stuff out. And now here she is. She's sad that Joy Reid got fired. Yeah, all of them need to be fired.
Is there anything worse than white people? They're violent. They're heartless. They're cruel. They're deranged. They're secretive. They're dishonest.
Yeah. Now just flip that. Just flip that. Anything worse than black people? They're cruel. They're angry. They're violent. They use broken English sometimes. Can't understand what they're saying. All of that hip hop talk. We don't know what that means. These folks right here are dangerous. But yet, MSNBC allowed multiple race baiting people to get on there and spew all that up. And then they wonder why the same people turn around and call them racist for firing them. You don't let your henchmen, be so radical and off the chain that now you can't control them. That's the problem. Yeah, see, they're sitting back on, no, wait a minute. You unleashed me to be this way. Y'all created us to go out there and say, white nationalists, white this, white that. Now all of a sudden, you're like, hey, can you rein that in or we're going to go ahead and have to let you go? What? How you going to let me go? You made me racist. Are you letting me go now? You racist? Yeah, well, see, they brought it on themselves.
In fact, as you just heard Tiffany Cross say, white people are a mortal danger to you and your loved ones. They threaten your life. Are they poisoning the wells? Are they baking bread with the blood of your children? If not, according to Tiffany Cross and MSNBC, they're fully capable of doing those things. They've certainly done worse.
And she got the boot too. Now here she is in a chat with multiple people. And they're saying racism, MSNBC, racism And now they want to boycott MSNBC.
Won 2 NAACP Image Awards this week.
For nothing. Joy Reid won those awards for nothing, but just being white. It was a DEI award. There it is. She's black. She's a woman. She's angry.
Joy Reid has been an award-winning journalist. She is brilliant. There's nobody who can touch Joy.
Who's judging this? Who are the people who's saying, all right, who gets the prize this time is Joy Reid. Joy Reid. Right now, that gives this thing no credit. Now I'm sitting back going, these awards can be given to anybody at this point. You giving a Joy Reid, she should get the toilet bowl award. She should get the dumpster juice award. This year, the dumpster juice award goes to none other than Joy Reid. She earned it. Let's bring in the dumpster. Hey, you got the juice in the bottom? You got the juice in the bottom? Okay, so now we're going to put her up there in a chair and we get to dunk her. Throw the ball, hit the button so we could dunk her in the dumpster juice where she belongs. That's the only award. And I want to be the guy throwing the balls. There you go, rapid fire. Just like that, gauntlet. But yet here they are talking about awards that she got for nothing.
And just because you find other people to put in a time slot who look just like Joy does not mean that that is Joy's voice. So it's hashtag TV off because we are boycotting MSNBC. We will not be watching.
Yes.
We want to ensure that we are writing letters, sending emails, posting on social, telling people how much Joy Reid means to us.
What? I mean, her name won't be in my letter. That's for sure. I'm boycotting MSNBC because they allowed racism on their network. Your network sucks. And have been an integral part of dividing this country. You've tolerated these liars and propagandists and race baiters, and now they're turning on you and not watching your network. Good. I hope you guys go out of business tomorrow. Signed, Kevin's Corner. Nothing to do with Joy Reid. They need to go out of business, period. But hey, I encourage this boycott.
Boycotting MSNBC, that's activism I can get behind.
Me too. Y'all hear that, y'all? Now, that's one protest. I definitely will go ahead and get a cardboard piece of paper or something, write my feelings on it. MSNBC sucks. No one should watch it. Put it on a stick and go to the location with all of them. They'd be like, yeah, you down with the struggle, brother? No, I'm not. I don't care about Joy Reid. I'm not here for that. I'm here just to make sure nobody watches this raggedy behind network. They deserve it. Yep, they deserve all the criticism. Yeah, they deserve the Joy Reids. They deserve all of them. All of these trashy people that they use to divide our country, lie about us, the president, and all of these things, they deserve it. And honestly, I hope that not only Joy Reid gets fired, I hope the whole network collapses, honestly. But it would be nice, though, to see them one by one start firing all of these disgusting people. I want to see Mad Cow go down. I want them to go all the way down to the dude in the basement. He's the last to go, the male guy. All right, we only got one employee left, the male guy. Somebody go down there and give him the bad news. That's what I want to see until they're out of business. So God bless y'all. God bless America. They're still whining over their favorite friend, Joyless Reid. And Rachel Madcow got the nerve to chastise her employer. It's just fascinating to me. Yeah, overconfident. And I hope she gets the business. But anyway, so now tomorrow is Wednesday, hump day. I will be back again tomorrow. So make sure you're here or be square. Don't forget on your way out, hit the like button if you haven't already. Share my videos. Follow me on all the other platforms, the social media platforms. Links are below. Check out Kevin's Corner store. And what else? If you want to support the channel through my Cash App or PayPal, you can. There you go. If you got nickels laying around and want to go ahead and donate to the channel, you can. It helps everything. Besides that, I think that's it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and get some nourishment and then start winding down so I can be ready to go to war again tomorrow. All right? So God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll see y'all tomorrow in Kevin's Corner. Yeah, don't forget text MAGA to that number right there. I gotta wet the whistle. This is All City. Tear up the place, yeah. Take care.